Konnichiwa minasan! And welcome to another episode of What's Inside series. And for today's video, we are going to TeamLab Borderless in Odaiba, Tokyo. Woohoo! Yeah! The TeamLab Borderless Digital Art Museum is a permanent digital art exhibition in the Mori Building in Odaiba, Tokyo. The museum is an audiovisual creation by the TeamLab Art Collective of animators, programmers, architects, mathematicians, and designers. Using more than 500 computers and 470 projectors in a specially designed space, the museum is divided into several sections. One of the several sections I'm talking about is the flower forest. This is one of the first rooms inside the museum. The walls and the floors are covered with projected flowers. Touching them makes them scatter and wilt, while standing on an empty spot will sprout flowers. There are also butterflies flying around. Tap them and they'll die. Such delicate creatures, right? Once you're inside, you have to be extra careful and always watch where you're going, because you never know, especially if you're too focused on your cell phone or observing everything around you. You would end up bumping onto the mirror walls. I did not stay too long in this section of the museum because for me, it's a bit uncomfortable. Ang katagalan kasi masakit siya sa mata. Like yung mga lights and then sudden change. Ayoko kasi na masyadong maliwanag. I don't know with other people. Maybe you're okay and comfortable with it. But in general, I did enjoy this part of the museum. I did enjoy everything I saw. And next part is we are on to the universe of water particles on a rock where people gather. So this room's name is a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, I know, I can definitely feel that. But it makes sense. While waiting for your turn to get the chance to go up on that elevated part of this room, you can enjoy the lights, the animals, the pictures, whatever that you see on the wall, actually. Kasi pwede mo silang hawakan and something would happen, like just this one. Like it's a Japanese character and that lady over there is just gonna touch it and then poof! You can see a lot of designs on the wall. You can see flowers, animals, and you can touch them and then something would happen, like yung mga halaman magbibend, yung flowers magpa-fly away, something like that. Okay, and on this part of the video, yan, nag-change image na naman yung wall dun sa part na parang may stage-ish. This part of the museum is one of the Instagrammable parts. Alright, let's go to the next one. The Forest of Resonating Lamps. This is located on the second floor of the museum. If you get the chance to visit TeamLab Borderless in Odaiba, Tokyo, I suggest ito yung isa sa mga unahin yung puntahan. Kasi when it's just normal season, like walang pandemic and stuff like that, mahaba talaga yung pila dito. Mas mahaba pa sa itinagal ng relasyon nyo ng ex mo. Just kidding. Up to 20 visitors will be allowed inside this bulb-heavy room for about 2 minutes at a time. The light bulbs change color if you come near them, hence the resonating lamps. After a certain period of time, the entire thing changes color scheme completely, from a vivid red to intense blue or vibrant yellow and pink. If you're bringing backpack types of bags with you, you'll be asked by the staff to put the bags in front of you para maiwasan yung masagi yung mga lamps kasi hanging lang sila and some of them are just level mo lang or lower. Be very careful. And also, this room is surrounded by one-way mirror. You don't get the chance to see kung sino yung mga nasa labas. Pero, nakikita ka ng mga tao na naghihintay na matapos kayo. Before I forget, one tip. Pwede kayo magpabalik-balik sa room na to as long as pumila lang kayo ulit and you're good to go. This is one of the most Instagrammable section ng museum na to. I strongly suggest na balikan nyo tong room na to. Kung yung maling tao nga ay binalikan nyo, ito pa kaya na mag-i-enjoy talaga kayo. Next up, Memory of Topography. This room recreates a paddy field for you to happily frolic through. The stalks move so you can chart your own path through the grassland. And the projection follows the rhythm of the seasons. The colors change depending on what a real rice field would look like in spring, summer, autumn, or winter. And just like the other sections in this museum, this room also contains mirrors on their walls to create the illusion of making the place look bigger. And be very careful when you're inside because it's also dark and the floor design is pababa siya. So be careful and again, watch where you're going. Once you exit the section of the Memory of Topography, you would end up with the Black Waves section of the museum, a simply darkened room with moving waves cascading along all 4 walls. The Black Waves installation is one of the most atmospheric and combines a sense of the power of the natural world with the possibilities of digital manipulation. You can simply relax inside this room since they've got chairs in the middle. Kahit saang parte ka ng museum, yung hallway nila, ganito yung sasalubong sa'yo. Medyo madilim, but then, may makikita ka pa rin ng mga design sa wall. You could definitely enjoy kahit saan tumingin yung mata mo, may makikita at makikita ka talaga. Kung may mga bata kayong kasama, mag-ingat lang po kayo sa pag-akyat kasi medyo mahaba-habang akyatan po ito. Hawakan po ng mabuti ang mga bata, higpitan po ang hawak natin sa kanila para hindi sila mawala, gaya ng higpit ng paghawak mo sa kamay ng jowa mo para hindi siya maagaw ng iba. Siguraduhin lang din po na yung hinahawakan yung kamay ay yung sa kakilala nyo or sa kasamahan nyo at hindi sa iba. You can see a lot of amazing designs on the wall and you can touch it. You just have to be very careful while walking kasi wala talagang walang lights yung sa may floor na part. We are now entering Athletics Forest. The concept of this area is understanding the world physically and thinking of the world three-dimensionally. In this complex three-dimensional space, visitors use their physical and psychological senses. As you enter this section of the museum, turn right and you'll definitely see a very interactive, big, illuminated trampoline, which is, by the way, only for kids. Keep walking around the area and you'll see different sea creatures floating along the walls and floors. And guys, be very careful kapag nandito kayo sa section ng museum na to kasi hindi patag yung floor dito. So as you can see on the video, may parts na pababa and then may parts na paakyat. Enjoy the view, everything that you'll see on the walls or on the floor, but always be careful and watch where you're going. If you're visiting with kids, this is the part of the museum wherein you can stay longer and the kids would definitely enjoy their time while they're here. Kung kasama mo naman ang jowa mo, perfect na perfect tong place para sa inyo para maghabulan, magpagulong-gulong kayo dyan, bahala kayo. Basta, importante, tandaan, wag lang kayong makakasakit ng iba. Kung may kasama kayong single, lumayo-layo kayo sa kanila, mautang na loob. Don't be that tropang pangit ka banding, please. Alright, on to the next part of the museum is the Weightless Forest of Resonating Life. Filled with large, internally lit balloons that you can move and bounce, constellation of bouncy balloons which light up according to touch. The light objects in this installation move against gravity. There are both objects on the ground and objects floating in mid-air, defying gravity. At dito naman, kung may kasama kang may lihim kang galit or inis, hatakin mo siya, ayain mo siya dito. Ito yung pinaka-perfect na place para sa inyong dalawa. Maglaro kayo ng umpog-umpugan. Ganun. So, pwede mo siyang papwestuhin dun sa may gitna, yung may malalaking balloons. Tapos, banggain mo yung balloon na pinakamalapit sa kanya para tumilapon siya. Sa ganung paraan man lang makaganti ka. Kahit konti lang naman. Just kidding. Hindi guys. Biro lang. Huwag tayong promoting violence dito. Kasasabi ko lang pala no, don't be that tropa which is pangit ka banding. Okay, so love lang pala tayo dito. This is the Light Forest 3-dimensional bouldering, but unfortunately it was closed during our visit, so I can't tell you much about it. Next up is the Future Park Sketch Aquarium. This is still part of the Athletics Forest section of the museum. Kids would definitely enjoy this area because they can draw anything they want and their drawings are going to be animated and projected onto the walls. Too bad I was not able to get a video of how they project those drawings onto the wall. And since we visited this place during December 2020, you could definitely see a lot of Christmas stuff on the wall. Santa Claus, sleigh, Christmas trees, presents. Grown-ups are also allowed to do the same thing and they can enjoy creating something, have it animated and projected onto the wall. Pagkalabas nyo mula dun sa Sketch Aquarium, maadadaanan nyo rin to. Climbing frames made from hanging swings. Pwede to for both bata and matatanda. Don't worry guys because walang time limit dito. Hindi kagaya nun sa Forest of Resonating Lamps. You can stay here for as long as you want and enjoy. Tips lang, if you're planning to visit this attraction in Tokyo, eat before you go inside because they don't have restaurants or any place where you can buy food inside. So that's it for my adventure inside the TeamLab Borderless in Odaiba, Tokyo. May sections pa ng museum na hindi namin napuntahan kasi yung schedule na nakuha namin sa ticket is around 1:30 and hindi pa kami nakakain before kami pumunta. So ayun, we had to go out kasi hindi na namin matiis yung gutom and may mga bata kaming kasama. So yun, mga 2 to 3 hours lang kami sa loob. If I'm not mistaken, may 2 to 3 sections pa na hindi namin napuntahan. Hondo ni arigato sa mga nanood and hope to see you on my next one. Bye!